Hey, look, the headlines are starting to look a lot like Eli the computer guy's ranting at the clouds. So I think this is just kind of interesting. It's more just the headline itself. The article is who the hell cares about. But I just saw this in the news feed today, and I've started to see more and more stuff like this. Why does it suddenly, yes, suddenly, feel like OpenAI is melting down into disaster? So I do think this is kind of interesting. And this is one of the reasons I like to rant. And I rant to you folks, and you hear me rant so that when, the future does what the future is going to do, you're like, oh, I heard that somewhere before. It's funny. It's funny. Nobody was talking about this on CNBC. Nobody was talking about this on Fox Business. But there was this guy, Eli the computer guy, who was like, this is fucking stupid. Right? And I just think this is kind of an interesting thing just to point out and to realize for a lot of folks out there when you consume the content is that you hear about this in the Hollywood world, the idea of access media, right? And so what access media is, especially in Hollywood circles, is you say nice things about really shitty Hollywood movies, and then you get invited to the cool parties, right? So the next MCU movie comes out, and you're like, wow, it's not complete dog shit. Now, we all know it is complete dog shit, but you're like, no, there's some whipped cream on this dog shit. And the people are like, wow, you said some nice things about our MCU movie. So we're going to give you free gifts and freebies and invite you to parties and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so that's one, like if you're on the YouTube world and you're watching this popular culture stuff, you will have heard a lot about access media. The issue that you run into in the technology media landscape is it's even worse than that, because the issue with pop culture access media is basically anybody can understand this shit. Like anybody can have opinions on Wolverine and Deadpool. Like, should Wolverine and Deadpool be in another movie together? Hasn't Wolverine already died like 5 times this? How many times can you kill Wolverine? Stop kicking a dead Wolverine, motherfuckers. Anyways, right? Anybody can have a reasonable opinion about just how many times it's acceptable to kill Wolverine, right? The issue you get to in the technology world is that there's a lot of actual stuff behind what we do. Again, there's actual technology you have to understand. Again, I talk about this with things like resources and concurrent connections and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, it costs $40,000 for this particular GPU, $200,000 for the server that the GPU is going to go into. That particular server can deal with X number of tokens per second, but then you start looking at how many tokens under load is that thing actually going to be using, and does that money actually make sense, right? It's one of those things. Like there's just brass tacks to what we do. Latency is latency. Fucking milliseconds don't give a fuck about what your opinion about them is, right? Again, the rest of the IOPS, the whole 9 yards, right? And so that's one of the things. Again, I come here and I scream into a camera. I've been screaming into a camera for years, and I think one of the reasons why I can foreshadow a lot of the stuff going on in the technology world that other folks aren't talking about is because I can do math. Yes, as somebody who got his degree in criminal justice and barely passed introduction to statistics, I in fact am qualified to answer the question, 2 plus 2. It's 4. It's 4. I know it's 4, right? I think one of the interesting things is a lot of the people that are writing about technology and business and all this kind of stuff. Again, they're graduates coming out of school. They're 22 years old. For some reason, because they're young, like there's this weird thing in the world when it comes to technology. Like young people understand technology, old people don't. I'm like, what the fuck does that? What? That doesn't make any sense. You're telling me somebody who's 22 years old. Literally, they have been alive for a shorter amount of time than I've been in the world of technology. I was talking to one of my buddies like a while ago, like last year. I have a good friend, younger good friend. I didn't quite realize how young my good friend was, and I was like, yeah, when I was shipping off to Basic in '96. And then he looked at me. I was like, I was born in '96. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. All right. But like, there's this weird idea. There's this weird idea out there that young people fundamentally know more about technology than the old timers do. And again, it's not like the cutting or like the trendy stuff. Again, it's not like it's like blockchain or NFTs or that kind of thing. But again, like the fundamental technology stuff. Again, for whatever reason, there's this idea that old people don't understand what's going on. Only young people do. So they get these young people to write all this horseshit about technology because they're off in their own little fantasy land. And what's really interesting is you'll see these cycles. You'll see, again, remember NFTs? Remember when all the kids on TechCrunch were talking about NFTs? And remember when Eli the computer guy was saying, well, this is dumb as shit. Like, this doesn't even make any sense. Right? And so what you see in the news cycle, in the technology world, is basically you have the access media of these tech media companies, and they're going out there, and they're just going out there to butter the ass of every fucking CEO they see. They're excited when they talk to a CEO. They're like, oh my God, I talked to a CEO. Like, yeah. Oh yeah? Yes. Great. Good for you. Anyways, right, and so they want to really amp up all this tech, and it also sounds good. Again, you start talking about things like AI or NFTs or that, right? So they want to curry the favor of the technology companies and the people that are involved with the technology companies. Plus, they want to create the clickbait that's going to get people to click on their stuff. You know, when you talk about NFTs being the future, AI being the future, or whatever else, that gets people to click, and basically you get that hype cycle. And then what you get, though, at some point, is when the hype cycle starts just falling apart because, you know, gravity exists. As I talked about many times before, you can strap a rocket onto a turkey, doesn't mean that poor bastard is actually flying. At some point, the turkey and the earth will come back in contact. I would not call that a landing. I would not call that a landing. And so basically what happens at that point, right, when gravity starts taking hold, this is when you start seeing, you know, the 22-year-olds out there all of a sudden saying, why does it suddenly feel like OpenAI is melting down into disaster? It's like it's not sudden. They have a bad hypothesis, right? OpenAI's fundamental intent, their hypothesis for AI is basically more hardware equals more better. And again, I've read the book on it and the whole 9 yards. That is literally where they're coming from. More hardware equals more better. Hardware is incredibly expensive. It's incredibly hard to get their hands on. They're in a country that doesn't know how to build an electrical grid, save their life. And so basically, fundamentally, where they're going isn't going to be a good round. On top of that, again, you have Sam Altman, who is trying to sign $1.3 trillion in contracts, which again also doesn't make sense. It's not that AI is not valuable or whatever else, but a single company being worth $1 trillion is just absolutely ridiculous. And so now what we're starting to see is the collapse of the hype cycle. And anybody that's been paying attention for the past 3 years would know this was coming, because 2 plus 2 equals 4. Unfortunately, 22-year-olds apparently are not taught that anymore in school. They're either taught about God or they're taught about 5,000 different genders. They're not taught how to do 2 plus 2. So I'm going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with OpenAI as this burns in, as this craters. Because again, the numbers just don't make sense. Again, $1 trillion valuation for this company doesn't make sense. The competitive landscape for this company, I mean, it's just absolutely and utterly brutal. The amount of money and all that they want is just totally fucking ridiculous. On top of that, apparently, it appears that Sam Altman is a sociopath. It appears that Sam Altman is a sociopath sister raper. It appears. I mean, from what I have been able to read in the magazines. So anyways, we're going to see how this goes. We're going to see how badly it collapses. Like, I think about that with WeWork. Like, they were really worried about that with WeWork. WeWork had so much square footage in all these commercial office spaces that when they failed, that brought down the value of a tremendous amount of office space. I do feel because we were in this weird interest rate fueled boom cycle, I think the actual effect of WeWork failing wasn't as dramatic as people expected, because that was the thing, is basically they had so much square footage under lease, like just millions of square feet of footage footage under lease, that the concern was when they collapse, that they would collapse a lot of other companies with them. And I think, again, there's been a lot of growth in the tech world. There's been a lot of growth in a lot of these urban areas anyway. So I think that blunted the amount of damage done when WeWork went boom. The interesting question, though, now is, again, if we have a WeWork scenario with artificial intelligence in 2026, right? Because again, when WeWork went boom, it was well before COVID. I mean, it was years ago, right? 2018, 2019, something like that. It was years ago. It was before COVID. It was before some of these things. Interest rates were like 1%. Everything was doing pretty good. Now think about this. If AI goes boom, if AI does a WeWork or OpenAI does a WeWork, right? We are already economically stressed, right? We already have the tariffs. We already have the war in Iran going on with gas prices going through the roof. Basically, the entire growth of our economy is dependent on the AI space at this point in time, which is just fucking ridiculous, right? And so if the economy is already on the edge with real problems, again, war in Iran, tariffs, all this shit, and then OpenAI goes boom. Oh, how ugly is that gonna get? Right? If the salvation for the United States is AI, like that's what we've been told. That's what we've been told, right? AI is the salvation for America. And then it goes boom. And then it goes boom. What do you think's gonna happen then? I don't know. So what do you think in the newspapers? Again, the New York Times came out with a hit piece against Scam Altman. Again, talking about him being a sociopath and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, there's more pieces coming out now about however the hell he sexually abused his sister. He allegedly sexually abused his sister. All I want to say is look at Sam Altman's behavior. Everything you know about Sam Altman's behavior and how he acts and everything else, and then be told that he's being accused of sexually abusing his sister. And all I want you to do is think in your own head. Are you like, oh my God, no possible way. I cannot imagine somebody like Sam Altman doing that. Or you're like, eh. Anyways, some things to think about. What do you think about OpenAI going down the WeWork road? Put your thoughts down below. See y'all later.